Howdy, folks, and welcome to another edition of Rev and Shanny Live, the Rev and Shanny Show. And tonight, this has been requested like quite a bit by people.
Yep.
The case of Gypsy Rose. We got to look into this, I guess, because everybody wants to see this. There's a big debate on about, like, is she just a disgusting murderer, or is she, well, I don't know even.
We don't really know her story.
No, we don't really.
Really. But
no.
we hear the internet talking about her, and we've been getting a lot of requests for this one.
Absolutely.
I just...
Lots of people are interested
several,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah. So it's good content. And we're going to learn, because I don't have a clue what the hell. Pretty sure we watched, like, Ewu Crew.
Yeah.
Or something on her. But I don't remember it.
I don't remember it
because
at all.
We've watched so many Ewu Crew now, it's like... Yeah, a shit ton. We've watched a lot of Ewu Crew. So we're just going to figure this shit out, and I'm going to form my opinion in front of you, and I guess Shanny will too, you know?
Yes, and we're going to be doing it on BJ Investigates. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And pretty much was the lawyer who initiated the Free Britney movement.
What, she started it?
Yeah.
No
and
way.
She's also helped Ban Magara through his problems. And she doesn't believe in conservatorship.
Becca Scoops. Okay.
All right.
Well, we got that name too. Thank you for that.
All
right.
You know, this isn't going to be a long broadcast. I'm still sick, but I figured might as well go through it. I'm still going through all that sicky stuff that does not feel too good.
Yeah, and I will be kind of popping back and forth a little bit because I'm getting Shanny her foods. I basically know, but I don't even remember the basic story anymore. I don't remember anything about this woman. So, literally, I'll be forming an opinion right now. You know?
Yes.
And BJ definitely tells the truth about stuff. So
facts are not defamation.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
And I'm not concerned about utilizing her research because she doesn't bullshit.
No.
We have plenty of evidence that she goes where nobody wants to go, but it's turning out there. And at the end of this, perhaps, too, we're going to be watching Jaguar Wright.
Probably not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. That's up to you if you feel good enough.
Yeah.
That's up to you. We'll see how you feel at the end of this. Because it's only a 30-minute video. We'll see how it goes.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right, so let's go to it. We're going to start it off, and thanks for being with us. If you want to become a member, become a member. I'm telling you, the best setup is that man-baby setup I got, but that's up to you. If this is the setup you want.
It's fine to me.
Cool.
All right.
Let's just start it.
Missouri woman who conspired to kill her mother is now out of prison. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from jail.
These papers and say she's retarded. You know what she's talking about?
You killed your mom, granted. We know that. She killed her mother, you know.
Okay.
Her mother had Munchausen's by proxy.
Okay.
And kept her sick. That's the story, what I know of.
Okay.
But,
and what did her mother do to her?
We're gonna find out, I guess.
Oh yeah, Shanny, you got to share the desktop. You got the desktop audio muted.
There's that little thing.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, folks.
I'm gonna go back beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Missouri woman who conspired to kill her mother is now out of prison. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from jail.
They look at these papers and say she's retarded.
That's her?
You know what she's talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Gypsy said her mother made her believe she had several disabilities.
Her daughter was in essence a hostage.
Like two children's mercy hospital to see my feelings.
She got what she deserved.
According to
Yes.
the user, yes.
Yeah. She could put whatever in my body and I wouldn't even know.
Startlingly, it was Gypsy. who went online to announce, that it is dead.
It just feels good to be honest. He has multiple.
Okay, so she went... I thought she was disabled, but yet she went online to announce her mother was dead.
Whoa.
I don't know. Something doesn't add up there.
Just a production value thing, hun.
Yeah.
The cam is covering the window.
Yeah,
so
sure.
people can't really read the subtitles.
I will fix that real quick.
Yeah, definitely you should.
Yeah, sure.
I don't like this that you got going. That's perfect now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Because I can read it now.
There we go.
Thanks.
Personalities would come out, and he had talked to me one day, and he was just like, I would like my other personalities to have a girlfriend.
DID.
So I made up some individual personalities to match his other personalities.
He wants to get out. Ain't gonna happen.
Jesus, a fucking ad. Very fast.
And now they show the bear on the ball and how abusive they are. She needed the surgery. She has a genetic disorder. It is in her court files.
You could see in her
But yet she
face,
killed her mom.
You could see in her face that she's like developmentally disabled.
Yeah.
That's definite already. I see that.
She made her live in a wheelchair when she could walk. Okay.
Live in a wheelchair while she could walk. Okay, that's very fucking abusive.
Today, whether you look at Twitter, X, or Facebook, even TikTok, it's trending everywhere. Some are taking it to the internet to say how odd it is the people are treating her release. Some expressing their excitement, while others turning it into humor. Wednesday, on the social media platform X, some accounts posted, how do we get Gypsy Rose to the 2024 Met Gala? To petitions for her to have her own Super Bowl commercial, while others showing sympathy, saying they're excited for her to finally be free.
Welcome to BJ.
I don't give a shit. She knew right from wrong. She killed her mom. Like, what the fuck?
Have her own Super Bowl commercial. What the fuck are
Let's celebrate a murderer. This is fucked up, man.
Investigates, a show I just created and might never do again. In last week's episode, we took a little stroll down memory lane all the way back to the early 90s to talk a little bit about Usher and his origin stories. We talked about all kinds of exciting and interesting things. Go check that out. In today's episode, we're going to take a little bit of a detour into something that's a little bit more of a current event, and that has to do with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now, she did actually end up getting sentenced to prison back in the day. And you might have heard of this story. There's been all kinds of documentaries and interviews and things going on about this. So today, Gypsy Rose is about to get out of prison, or maybe she's already gotten out at the time that this comes out. And I thought a lot of people were going to be asking, wait, hold on, remind me real quick what was going on with all of that. So I wanted to put together a little bit of a TLDR overview of the whole Gypsy Rose, Dee Dee Blanchard story, and I'll give some thoughts at the end. In early 1991, 24-year-old Claudine Blanchard and her 17-year-old husband, Rod, were expecting their first child, a baby girl they would name Gypsy Rose. Now, Rod had met Claudine when he was still in high school, and at just 17 years old, he had gotten Claudine pregnant. Shortly before Gypsy Rose's birth, in July of 1991, teenage Rod would tell Claudine he wanted a divorce, stating that he had gotten married for the wrong reasons. Gypsy Rose would be born in July 1991.
Very pretty.
I mean, she does look like she has a genetic disorder. There is that.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
There's zero doubt about that. Okay? Almost that disorder that makes people age, she almost looks like that. Her face. That's not to hate on her face. I'm just saying, like, medically, it looks like there's something awry.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's okay to kill your mom.
No way.
I'm sorry.
What are you?
No way.
You're one?
Premeditation is still premeditation.
And
Yeah.
Claudine would try to convince Rod to stay in the marriage, but it was a fail. It was a flop. So, despite her best efforts, she couldn't convince the
Microdeletion.
teenage husband to stay in the marriage. And it was at that point in time that Claudine decided to move
Not
back in with her
progeria. No,
dad.
I'm not
Her dad
saying
was
that
married
she
at the
has
time,
that. I'm
so
saying
she had kind of
the
like a
look.
stepmom. So she took baby
little
Gypsy
bit.
Rose and they moved back in with the dad. And even though Rod didn't want to stay with Claudine in a marriage, he did choose to stay in Gypsy Rose's life. By the time Gypsy was just a couple months old, Rod says that Claudine had started showing some alarming signs of paranoia about Gypsy's health care. She was basically inventing non-existent medical conditions for Gypsy out of thin air. By the time baby Gypsy Rose was 3 months old, for example, Claudine was convinced that Gypsy had a condition known as sleep apnea, which prompted Claudine to rush the baby to the hospital repeatedly for overnight stays and monitoring. Now, I just want to note that the doctors found no sign of any problems, but Claudine was insistent, and she continued to bring baby Gypsy Rose to the hospital for more.
Maybe she kept seeing her baby stop breathing. I mean...
While she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Who knows? Even if her mom did all this stuff, she didn't deserve to die.
No.
Monitoring and more tests. And that was really only the relatively harmless beginnings of these delusions that would turn insidious. As the months and years went on, Claudine's delusions about Gypsy's health would only grow. She would add more and more diagnoses to her daughter's list of non-existent health conditions for which she had no medical proof. For example, Claudine eventually decided that Gypsy Rose had muscular dystrophy and went on to force Gypsy Rose to use a walker to get around.
Whoa, that's weird, man.
Sometime around...
Yeah, but then why is the medical staff acting like there's something wrong with her? Though. Like, what?
Well... They're saying in the chat that she has microdeletion. You could look at the word. You're smart as shit on this, like, health stuff. Have you ever heard of that? Maybe we should look that up, what that is.
She scraped her knee.
I did get into a motorcycle accident with my grandfather, and it skinned my knee.
Well, as a result of this
scam people,
scraped knee, Claudine forced Gypsy Rose to then use a wheelchair to get around.
And she took me to the hospital and then told me that the doctor gave her a wheelchair and I have to be in a wheelchair now.
Her sister told me once, Rod, you know, Gypsy can walk. And...
What? Why would the medical facilities be...
enabling that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird as fuck.
That doesn't make any sense to me,
That's really weird, yeah. If they found her to not have any disease, that doesn't make sense.
Huh.
I don't think people are like, well, you know, with her muscular dystrophy or with her disease, her muscles hurt sometimes. So sometimes she can walk when she's feeling okay, but it's progressive. It's going to get worse. And it wasn't long after that they were, you know, they started moving further and further away. And you know, there's nobody there to question them.
And right about now, you might be wondering why a young, perfectly healthy little girl would agree to do these things if she really didn't need them. But we'll get into all that eventually. So Gypsy Rose stopped going to school at a very early age. By the time...
Okay, and she went to seminars? Like...
Is this like a weird psyop? I'm already smelling weird psyop deal or something, man. She's going and she stopped school.
Floxy says a microdeletion of the 1q21.1. It's
the
rare
genes.
Genetic condition that can increase the risk of behavioral and mental health problems, including psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia.
Pin that. Thank you, Floxy.
Floxy.
That's a very, like, we should have that up.
Thank you for that.
Definition of what she has.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. All right. Well, okay, we have something to go on now. Like, look at her face. She's definitely has...
There's something... Yeah.
It looks like a genetic disorder.
It does.
It does.
She was in the 2nd grade. Her last day of school was already behind her. She ended up having to teach her own self to read at home with children's books, including the Harry Potter book series. And it is widely speculated that Claudine's motivation for keeping Gypsy out of school was twofold. Number one, to further isolate her from any friends or possible support systems, which would make her
an assumption.
to control. And two, to further Gypsy Rose's abuse in private, where nobody...
Yeah, but that's an assumption.
Why are you assuming her mother wants to do that to her?
I'd be able to see evidence.
This is a weird case.
Because she's Munchausen?
Wait, there she is jumping in the snow, but yet in a wheelchair. What the fuck?
I love Roblox, but I don't have money to spend on Roblox.
That is weird. I see why people wanted us to do this.
This is the American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
What?
What the hell?
What the fuck?
American Cancer Society?
She's gotta be... Nah. This girl, if she went through all this, she ain't right in the head either, man. She did kill her mom. That shows you how not right in the head she is.
It's Munchausen by proxy, the mother has.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying the mother has.
I know, she still doesn't deserve death for it.
But is that definite? Did she have Munchausen's by proxy? Do we know that for sure?
Yeah.
She's definitely diagnosed with that? The mother.
Gypsy still played into everything, all the lies.
Her mother lied about her having cancer. Holy shit.
Oh my god, this is fucked up. Shanny Jr., go away.
Nah, you're banned. Perpetuating.
I don't lie about anything. And when you see my life alert around my neck, then you'll know, oh man, how did she get life alert? So all the crazy people, you better believe if you try to come up to my house, I'm going to be pressing life alert right away. Thanks.
You know, I'm gonna record and cut a short video of me reading the season of Vindication.
There you go.
Because that's what's happening with Shanny. You're all being exposed as liars. Go ahead.
Yup. They almost cut her mom's head off? Oh my god.
Whoa.
Gypsy Rose's life,
yeah,
Claudine
she's
began
fucked.
to actively benefit from the make-believe health conditions she imposed on her daughter. She would bring Gypsy Rose to the Special Olympics events as a child, and she entered her into contests and sweepstakes for disabled children and their families. Now, not only did Claudine invent fake health conditions, but she would...
How the fuck do you invent fake health conditions and not have the medical professionals see that? Like... What the fuck?
That's insane. How did she get away with having fake health conditions? Like... Nobody checked the records or where they need this needed our trolls to look at.
I know, they would have fucking been all over that stuff.
Kiwi farmed.
Would also lie about Gypsy Rose's age, telling people that Gypsy Rose was younger than she actually was.
Well, how
when
old was she?
Gypsy Rose was 10 years old. She was crowned honorary queen of the Crew of Mid-City, which is a, quote, child-oriented New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Okay, fine, whatever, honorary queen doesn't...
Oh no.
What the hell are you talking about, man?
They have a children's oriented Mardi Gras?
With the girls with their bra off?
What?
And the beads?
No.
What's the deal?
Oh, jeez. They're all over the place. Ugh.
Matter, but even then...
Everyone's
Claudine
deified.
lied and told the local Mardi Gras crew that Gypsy Rose was only 8 years old, dishonestly reporting her age by 2 years to make her seem younger. And for y'all that don't know this and aren't aware, being a part of a Mardi Gras crew, especially in or around the New Orleans area, is a very big deal. I'm from Louisiana, so I kind of just have that inherently in my mind. We were not part of a Mardi Gras crew. It's something that's kind of reserved for high-class people or frankly rich people. It's not something that everybody can do. It's not something that everybody has the money to do. You have to pay to be in them and stuff a lot of times. So being crowned an honorary queen in this way would have been a very big deal in the social sort of culture.
How did they not? Like this doesn't make any fucking sense that none of these adults, medical professionals or anything, are being held accountable for them misdiagnosing this chick. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the medical community?
Yeah, I agree. It's very bizarre.
You should have known better.
It's really bizarre.
It is.
Cultural society where these two were living, and so it was another way that Dee Dee was socially, financially, and otherwise enriching herself off of frankly lying about her daughter's non-existent health conditions.
Jesus Christ. Hypoventilation, asthma, allergies, leukemia, lung disease, heart murmur, incontinence.
I said earlier, eventually Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose would relocate to live with Dee Dee's father and his wife, which would be Claudine's stepmother.
Were you sad at all when you heard she was dead?
Me? I didn't believe it.
But this living situation was not a saving grace by any means. During this period of time, while they were all living together with Claudine's dad and his wife...
Okay, why is she in a medical freaking helicopter? And this mother is like faking all these illnesses for her child, but yet they're facilitating her like she has these illnesses.
Did the mother like convince the doctors to enable it?
Well, how could you do that without having proper testing?
It wouldn't matter if the doctor's in on it.
Well, why would the doctor be
I
in
don't
something?
know. It's crazy. It makes no sense.
What the fuck?
It makes no sense.
Claudine was arrested for various, quote, minor offenses, including writing bad checks.
There's something else.
Yeah.
She's a scammer.
Sure.
Oh, bad checks. Like,
okay,
yeah.
she was writing bad checks. A lot of people have done that before. Yeah.
Happy ahead of time birthday, Janet. Cool.
I never did anything like that, but...
Janet's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Janet, baby girl.
That's right. I'd make you like a cake if I had the skill, but that's a Shanny deal. Make your cranberry orange bread for her. Do we have her address? We could send her one.
A what?
Cranberry orange bread.
Could.
You got to make it. Oh, that's it.
I do need to make it.
Yeah, we'll get that to her.
Nothing physical or digital were able to be saved, so when people finally got out after several horrible months of living in FEMA trailer, were relocated to another state.
A FEMA trailer?
Katrina, apparently.
Oh, Katrina, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Guilty person. If it didn't go her way, she see to it that you would pay. And did we pay? Paid a lot.
And Claudine and Gypsy Rose wouldn't be living there for long before the dad and his wife, who were technically grandparents to Gypsy Rose, would start to express concern and disapproval for how Claudine was treating Gypsy Rose. These confrontations about Claudine's mistreatment of her daughter would become a regular part of life when they lived together. Now this
is so bizarre.
She was poisoning her daughter with medication that would make her sick. Partially how she was tricking doctors into... Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but leukemia?
Yeah, that... You need special tests for that, of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know. Things aren't adding up.
Next part is wild and innocent until proven guilty and all that. But the dad and the wife became suspicious that Claudine was
welcome to the chat room,
wife
Tamron Hall. That's the way it is here, you know, sometimes.
She was giving her some Roundup in her food and stuff.
She was putting some poison in my food. The same thing she had put in the plant.
Monsanto, the chemical giant that makes Roundup. Monsanto.
Oh! God, are you serious? They're involved?
Oh my god. Remember when I went after that Monsanto guy?
He was from Australia. What was his name?
I kicked his ass, man.
What was his name? What the fuck was his name? Yeah. He's a good-looking guy.
So twisted. She did her best with poisoning her and doctor shopping nonstop. Oh my god.
This is pretty fucked.
You got Dunkin' Donuts today?
Nice.
Gotta go to Carrabba's. Yes, I love Carrabba's.
Italian grill.
Yum 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 yum.
Don't you love their mac and cheese?
I don't think I've had it.
No?
No. Oh, my food.
Yes. That's
it's not in, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I was preheating.
Well, we could wait until after this.
No.
Okay. Sorry. I got some Morningstar nuggets, and they are so good.
Fake
chicken, yes. And I haven't had that for a long time, and they've really improved the recipe on their nuggets.
Good shit.
Really have.
Definitely.
You craving a honey bun with peanut butter on it?
Oh my god.
I've never tried that tip.
We have both of them.
I know.
Peanut butter and a honey bun. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Probably.
You need to try that, hon.
Not me.
CEO Hugh Grant is with us at the table.
Hundreds of people claiming they developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after using Roundup.
California couple who claimed a popular weed killer caused this lymphoma.
How the fuck do you poison your child with Roundup and then end up with them with non-Hodgkin's leukemia?
Lymphoma.
Like that would be seen in her lymph nodes. That would be seen in her blood test, her bone marrow test.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. It's all food now. Oh, hey.
I told you Doug's mom. She had multiple myeloma, which is very much like non-Hodgkin's leukemia.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I know it's a bone marrow thing.
Okay.
So, like, I don't...
BJ's making a connection with this in Monsanto with the Roundup, because it does cause cancer, apparently.
Bye, Soren. Sorry. You're a horrible person for putting that in my chat. Have a wonderful day.
Life. Go away.
Both to develop cancer has been awarded a historic $2 billion by a jury.
But you can't escape controversy. The latest thing now, people criticized you for being the Frankenfood company. Now they're saying you're too successful at selling, and it's all very complicated. I just thought we'd start out by talking about how do you run your business for shareholders, defend your patent portfolio because you have a heavily patent-dependent
all right, out of Gents Gaming, cool.
And maximize profits and not be seen as a bad guy and something as essential to all of us and to the world as the food business.
Thank you for that framing.
That's Hussy.
Now with
What's
this
up, Hussy?
information, with the emails that came out, hopefully that'll show the world how reckless Monsanto has been with people's health.
It only gets better.
And she wound up, she stayed 9 months in bed. After that, she couldn't get up. I didn't think she was going to make it.
Well, yeah, if you were fucking poisoned by fucking Roundup, I could imagine your lymph nodes going, ah!
So they're saying that the mother deliberately poisoned her with Roundup?
To get her lymph nodes spaz out.
God.
Eminem's mom used to poison him with Pine Sol. And then there's that story about my mom toward my dad, but we're not getting into that one.
No.
That my cousin Kelly told me about.
Holy shit.
You remember that one?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
insane. Munchausen's.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And they confronted Claudine about this, too. But facing scrutiny,
I know my opinion at
transparency,
this
and
point.
confrontation was not something Claudine took kindly to, so she moved up out of that house as soon as she could. Not only did she move out, but that's around the time she changed her name from Claudine to Dee Dee. Now, the stepmom would later...
She changed her name from Claudine to Dee Dee Doo Doo.
Dee Dee Doo-Doo?
We know who Dee Dee is.
Oh.
Dee Dee Doo-Doo.
Okay.
My sweet little Montreal. Sorry.
Look, two things. Number one, Pete's not a man. Number two, fix your fucking hijab.
Claimed that she suffered from a whole bunch of chronic health problems during that time, but experienced miraculous and immediate recovery when Claudine, aka Dee Dee, and Gypsy moved out.
That's evil.
So Claudine took her daughter, Gypsy Rose, to live in public housing in Slidell, Louisiana, which is like a suburb of New Orleans. And there they received government funding from taxpayers based on Gypsy Rose's make-believe medical condition.
This is fucking real bizarre.
See, I know a little bit about something like this because I'm now getting into the system, being disabled myself. They have people come into your home to check if everything's okay. They look at your medical files to see what diagnoses you have. Like, and they measure your how you move while you're having these meetings.
Yeah. How?
Knowing what we're going through right now.
How? Did they...
How did they get away with this shit?
You can't fake tests.
No.
Unless the doctor's in on it, which is crazy. Why?
Maybe she was good at giving head. I don't know.
Jesus God. I'm very confused. This is really, really weird, man.
I don't get this shit.
I don't either.
Now, I guess it's possible maybe I just missed it, but from what I was able to find in my research, it doesn't look like Dee Dee/Claudine actually had a real job of her own at this time. So she was literally just accepting handouts from taxpayer-funded government programs because she imagined that her daughter had something wrong with her. But she did keep herself busy, though. During this time, she would constantly
enjoy that for me,
making up
Janet.
new,
I
delusional,
can't.
non-existent diagnoses for Gypsy and traipsing across the tri-state area to visit unsuspecting
That's true, Mike.
specialists.
I am afflicted with ass Munchausen's. I am always and perpetually wanting ass in my mouth of female. Her. See? He's right. Thank you, Mike.
Christian said everything was so different back then, too. Now every doctor office is hooked up to each other. Yeah, doctor shopping was so easy back in the day. I guess so.
So they will. If you paid them, they would give you diagnoses.
No, that doesn't seem right, man. That seems against the law.
That's it, Mike. No. Is that true, though? You could pay a doctor and they'll give you diagnoses. Is that true? That's the thing that was going on.
Like I said, are you going to start believing me when you see the life alert around my neck? I'm wondering. It's coming tomorrow, so.
It's easy in vindication. You're all done because God said, yeah. God said it's my daughter.
And it's really important to note and just remind y'all, none of these specialists ever really found anything conclusive about the health conditions because, like I already said...
Okay, so the doctors didn't see anything, but yet they were labeling her of this stuff.
Why the hell are you a member, Tamara? You fucking hateful. This makes no sense so far. Are you this is a psyop or something? Like, what the fuck is this?
No, I'm wondering what the hell's wrong with the medical community.
Yeah, that too.
Positioned is there to help her. Didn't help her.
But Dee Dee was insistent and persistent that her delusions were correct, which resulted in Gypsy being subjected to basically medical torture for her entire childhood and well into her adulthood.
Why are you a member?
Gypsy grew up.
Go away.
I don't need a life alert. Oh, you don't need a disability for life alert. Okay, hon. Keep lying.
Maybe you don't need it, but guess what? That's why she got it with no money, because she's disabled. You get that?
but by doctors and medical professionals who refused to deny these unnecessary treatments. One doctor eventually would get suspicious of this whole scheme, and we'll talk about him specifically in a minute. But when he originally brought these suspicions to other doctors, the other doctors were like, no, treat them with golden gloves. This complete and total utter lack of diligence resulted in literally decades of medical abuse. So Hurricane Katrina allegedly apparently destroyed their free housing in 2005, so Dee Dee took Gypsy Rose to live in Missouri. By 2000,
see, now all the hateful trolls are saying that Life Alert is bad. Isn't that funny? I wonder why you're saying that. Are you trying to manipulate me again? Yeah.
Her disabilities are fibro and osteoarthritis, not obesity. Genius. Questions authority. You're a moron.
Anybody who looked at Gypsy Rose would have probably believed that something must have definitely been wrong with her health.
It is the perfect town. It's Mayberry. We're moving to Mayberry.
Mayberry.
I remember my mom had gave me this little glass house, and she said, one day this will be real. And now it finally is.
The Blanchards moved into that house, built by Habitat for Humanity. A wheelchair ramp was built just for her.
For money.
By the time she was like 14 years old, she was basically bald-headed.
Which is, again, we love
Sloan.
She was small in general, but also was very thin and frail for her age, probably because she wasn't allowed so much as to stand up or walk, even in her own house, and her diet consisted of pretty much peanuts.
Probably underfed too. Like naked pictures of her own daughter.
What the hell? Bald. This is so weird, Shan.
Right?
Good modding, DM. Thank you. It's insane. This is weird as shit, man.
She was still playing with dolls and wearing very juvenile children's clothing well into her teens, even though she didn't want to wear those clothes because her mother was forcing her to wear them. She was also extremely pale, probably from all of the unnecessary medications combined with malnutrition and perhaps lack of sun exposure. She was exclusively using a wheelchair to get around. Even if she wanted to walk, Dee Dee would
That's crazy, Mike.
Use the wheelchair. And Dee Dee would often supplement this child cancer patient look with an also unnecessary oxygen tank. To top it all off, Dee Dee made Gypsy Rose wear the thickest, ugliest, most outdated old lady glasses imaginable, which were far from trending at that time. And just to reiterate, this was all completely...
Elijah Wood.
Oh my god, yeah. They got a meeting with...
And Sam.
Wow. And Mike said she was a AEW with the tag team champions. Like, she's got...
I'm really thinking PSYOP.
This is bizarre. I'm trying to understand this.
This don't make any fucking sense.
Made up or completely caused by Dee Dee's abusive delusions. For example, the reason for Gypsy's bald head, Dee Dee claimed the, again unnecessary, medications would cause Gypsy Rose's hair to fall out. But Dee Dee was actually shaving Gypsy Rose's hair regularly to keep this bald appearance. The reason for Gypsy Rose being toothless? Oh, Dee Dee would use topical numbing agents, including before Gypsy Rose's dental appointments, which made Gypsy Rose salivate all over the place looking like she was drooling. Coming as a surprise to no one, Dee Dee did invent a diagnosis in her world of make-believe that Gypsy Rose had defective salivary glands.
God, what
defective salivary gland? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day, Mike. Shanny will tell you, like, I'm just thanking Jesus every day for everything. Because it's all coming together.
It is.
This is incredible. Like, all our dreams are being, come true, and God's just making everything happen for us.
Amen.
Amen.
Somehow, someway, she was able to eventually convince a surgeon to remove Gypsy Rose's salivary glands, which, when combined with Gypsy's unnecessary...
No! I'm calling bullshit at this. A medical surgeon she had convinced to remove her salivatory glands. No, I refuse to believe this shit. This is bullshit. Like, the doctors need to be sued for malpractice if this is the case.
Yeah.
How do you fucking convince a fucking doctor about that shit without proper fucking testing?
I don't know, but the energy.
Oh my God! No, I'm sorry.
It's a little.
But this
intense. If you can't hawk to I'm not going there, man.
Ew, God, no.
Christ Almighty, I ain't going there.
Nah, this is nah, man, nah. Medical malpractice.
Or it's a psyop.
I don't know.
Really bizarre.
But this doesn't make any sense in any frame of, like, anything.
No, it doesn't.
Necessary seizure medication caused her teeth to fall out one by one. And maybe this is just a coincidence, but this is when the free stuff really started pouring in for Miss D.D. Blanchard. Now, the full list is very, very long, but just to give you a few examples of the way that D.D. was able to financially and otherwise enrich herself off these made-up delusional health conditions that didn't actually exist. For one, they would always stay in Ronald McDonald House whenever they would go place to place to get these treatments. Like,
how do they get this? No. Nah, I can't believe the plausibility of this fucking story at all. How do you stay at the Ronald McDonald House without having a significant diagnosis? I know this because when Lucille was going through her treatments with UNC, they were talking about her staying because they wanted to take her to Minnesota to the Mayo Clinic. Right? And they said she could stay at like a Ronald McDonald type house.
Sure.
She needed to have a diagnosis in order to...
Definitely.
You have to have a diagnosis, and you also have to prove that you can't pay for a hotel.
Right.
But she had no official diagnosis, so why is she staying at the Ronald McDonald?
This is bizarre.
This shit ain't making no fucking sense, yo.
Is it just because she clearly has this deletion thing and her face says that she has a genetic disorder?
I don't know, but this doesn't make any fucking sense to me in any way. There's no checks and balances within the medical facilities.
They were routinely awarded free flights to see doctors at children's hospitals where Gypsy Rose received more unnecessary medical treatments in the form of literally torture. Also for free. She was a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid. They got free trips to Disney World, including the lodging and the park admission. She had
no official diagnosis. Nah, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude.
Well, we're saying there's no diagnosis, but are there papers that are a diagnosis from a doctor because they were doctor shopping?
Backstage passes to all these concerts, including Miranda Lambert, who was huge at the time.
Yes, she did. Look at this $3,500 check from the singer's personal account, but that wasn't all.
Dee Dee was living it up. She was living in the lap of luxury.
That's why they did this. This is grifting. It's grifting. That's what I'm seeing. They're grifting money out of celebrities and yeah.
There were plenty of skeptical doctors. Anytime a doctor would become skeptical, they would go seek out different facilities.
Okay.
This is so fucking... This is medical malpractice.
Lie to him anymore.
Well,
straightforward.
They're scamming.
The question on many people's minds is, why
they're scamming.
Would this girl Gypsy Rose go along with this ridiculous charade at all? The answer? She didn't want to. And there were many times she tried to break this forced character. There are many types of control that people like Dee Dee can try to assert over a victim like Gypsy Rose. Some of these types of control are legal control, mental and or emotional control, and of course physical control. Legal control is when somebody has legal decision-making authority over another person. In Gypsy Rose's case, she was pretty much SOL until she was 18 years old. Dee Dee was able to forcibly control Gypsy Rose as her child because Gypsy Rose simply could not leave or escape. Gypsy Rose also couldn't really tell any of her friends at school or in public because Dee Dee had pulled her out of school so young. There was really nobody to tell. Dee Dee was in the sole legal position to force Gypsy Rose to take these harmful medications and
Yeah, but even then, you always have a doctor. Like, you're alone in the room with a doctor, and they always ask the question, are you being harmed by anyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or being threatened by anyone, any coercion or anything like that. They always ask those questions every time you go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
What?
Was she afraid to say anything? She didn't say what was going on with her mother, and then they just ended up taking her out.
This doesn't make any sense.
It's very weird.
Treatments, including literally surgeries, and during the time that Gypsy Rose was a minor, the unnecessary medications would be wreaking who even knows what kind of physical and mental havoc on her young...
How does she get a subscription to all these medications without a frickin' proper diagnosis?
Holy shit, Mike. They were doctor shopping, that's definite.
Well, yeah, but like, you can't get a prescription for a drug without a diagnosis.
Right, but if you're doctor shopping and they're going along with you for money, they could, right?
Well, then that's would be called medical malpractice.
Huge malpractice. Yes, huge.
Young, impressionable body and mind. Not only did Dee Dee control Gypsy Rose's schedule, her socialization, and the medication she took, but she also controlled her diet, forcing Gypsy Rose to eat children's liquid nutritional supplements well into her 20s.
My tube site is finally all healed.
Looks great. Now Dee Dee also controlled Gypsy Rose's.
They gave her a stomach tube without a proper diagnosis.
There's a scam underneath, and it's overlaid though by real health conditions.
But
there's an underlying scam to grift celebrities and stuff out of money and become famous, sort of.
Yeah.
For illness.
So fucked
That's
up.
fucked, man.
His wardrobe, her media
This is
consumption,
next level
and
fucked
her
shit.
education or lack of access to it. She was in complete control of Gypsy Rose for 18 straight years, and it was, quote, legal. Then there's this mental and emotional control element, and this would be built up over the first 18 to 22 years of Gypsy Rose's life when she couldn't leave. At some point, Dee Dee even forged a copy of Gypsy's birth certificate, moving her birth date from 1991 to 1993.
She forged her birth certificate. Yeah, she forged her birth certificate.
This couldn't be weirder, dude.
How? Was there no checks and balances?
Yeah. This is like Impossible Story. Like,
yeah.
It's like Impossible Story. What the hell? What do you want a dipping sauce? Do you want like ketchup or anything?
Nah, I'm fine.
Just straight up nuts?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Eventually, she would forge another copy of a birth certificate, moving the birth date from 1991 or 1993 back again to 1995. And I'm not really...
Oh, she went even further. So it went from 91 to 93, then went to 95. Wow.
Praise Jesus, Mike. She finally is now. It's all starting to come together.
Really sure exactly what Dee Dee's intentions were with forging this birth certificate, but the effects were twofold. For one, it made people think that Gypsy was younger than she
Katrina
actually
took out
is.
all of their medical records.
Yeah. But still, even though Katrina took out the medical records, I would think, as a mental health professional, you would retest.
Yeah, see,
to prove it.
Arabella, that's exactly what Shanny's saying. Thank you, Deanne Rose, for that. That's what Shanny's saying. Like, how in the name of God did no doctor have a red flag go up?
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. This is weird. How did that not happen?
Yeah.
Right? This is a wild story. Very wild. Is that the father?
Yes.
Ryan is his name or something?
I'm just surprised there was no... Like this is complete medical malpractice. Like, they should have... If they saw red flags, they should have reported her to CPS.
Yes. That's malpractice. Wow.
They should have known her age, too.
There's major malpractice here.
Major.
And
ECW.
It made it seem like Gypsy was a minor for several years longer than she actually was, allowing Dee Dee to maintain control legally, even though it was illegal, over Gypsy Rose's health care. And Claudine Dee Dee lied so much about Gypsy's age that Gypsy Rose herself didn't even exactly know how old she was for like 14 years of her life. Okay, wait, this is really starting to sound familiar. Y'all remember them twins? Lima's sisters? Lima's sister she cares so much about?
Hey everyone, this is our new YouTube channel.
That had altar switches at the exact same moment that the police had to come deal with, and Lima's at the wedding on the phone with the face, all that, remember them?
Whoa, BJ, holy shit. Like, that's way overload. What the hell is that? That was an assault of new information. I'm like, what the hell is that?
I don't know either.
RVD. Sorry.
Successfully diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder.
And when or if
the whole fucking show.
The red fucking flag.
Definitely. No doubt.
Thank you.
Yes. Non-chicken.
Non-chicken. That's right.
The good stuff.
So they'd move when CPS was getting involved. That doesn't matter. They can find you.
This Gavin. He's like immediately taking the co-host chair. This is a boy. This is a boy. His name is Gavin Kit Kat.
He's like, hello, Daddy.
He's a beautiful boy.
I have to take your seat. It's warm. I like the smell of your butt.
I have to urinate.
Oh, you have to urinate?
Yeah.
Okay. Gypsy PR team at work? I'm not a Gypsy PR person at all, man. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing about this story other than, like, she killed her mom. Her mom had Munchausen. Thank you, Mike. I hope Gavin's looking cute, as always. You know, because he is a good boy. Oh, sorry. There. He's like, I realized I was on camera. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am a good boy. I am a good boy. Gracie likes to steal seats too, though she seemed to chill with that once she got her little tent bed. Gavin is the cutest boy. He sleeps on his daddy's head every day.
Pretty, yeah.
Oh, God, do we have to go over the wrestling talk?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's no talk, I'm just representing.
Okay.
That's all, no talk.
Gavin needs a gold chain. Aw, dude.
Got everything.
You see how he man spreads? I put him like this and he man spreads.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, I'm chill.
It's just who he is, and he's a good boy. Look at this baby. Yeah, you're cute.
And there you go. It's called rubbing his belly.
Anyway.
Apparently no one's ever rubbed a cat's belly before.
Methods of control failed.
And you haven't lived.
Fall back on Old Faithful. Physical control. It is reported that Dee Dee would forcibly hold Gypsy Rose by the hand at all times when they were out in public. Sometimes Gypsy Rose would even disagree with Dee Dee about her health in front of others, or she would speak in a way that revealed her true mental competence was far beyond what Dee Dee wanted others to believe.
Even in videos I've seen since then, I'm like, yep, it's the same thing. It's like she's holding her hand.
And at those times, Dee Dee would mercilessly squeeze Gypsy Rose's frail little hand,
like, no, you have to be mentally disabled, honey. Do it for the cameras.
Wow.
Do it for the cameras, darling.
Oh my God.
Crushing her knuckles and cracking them in pain. When Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose were in private, Dee Dee would mercilessly assault Gypsy Rose, hitting her with various objects, including her open hands and coat hangers. And I just want to give one...
She'd hit her with coat hangers. That's Mother Dearest.
Absolutely taken right from it.
No more wire hangers!
That's it. Psychotic. Munchausen.
Correct.
Ridiculous of control, often employing them all at once. So after Gypsy Rose had officially legally turned 18, she did make at least one possible attempt to escape Dee Dee. At a cosplay convention event in 2011, Gypsy Rose left the convention center and went to a hotel room with a man that she had met at the event. Eventually,
Deadpool's there.
Wait. She went to Comic-Con, met a man at Comic-Con, and then went to his hotel room?
Wow.
Where was her mother? What?
Actually,
fucking
Dee Dee
Joan
realized
Crawford,
that she could
that's
not
right,
find Gypsy
Bella.
Rose, and somehow she did track her and this guy down. Dee Dee comes busting in the
Dee Dee
hotel
tried to
room where
poison
Gypsy
her own
Rose
mother,
was
too?
legally an adult, and this man who she had just met were staying, and Dee Dee brought with her a copy of that forged birth certificate. She threatened to call the police on the man for taking advantage of a disabled minor.
I agree,
and the guy
Janet.
quickly
See? We get along real good, Janet. I got the same ideas.
Oh my God. Okay. Thanks for admitting that you don't know this case. I don't.
We don't, butt jammer. Thank you for the $5.
Thanks for the $5.
You're correct.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
If you go back, I literally say in the beginning, you're going to see me form an opinion from this video because I don't know anything about it. That's the truth.
Yeah, I don't.
And we're looking for help from the audience, too.
And they went their separate ways. Well, once Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose were back at home, the abuse continued as Dee Dee took a literal hammer to Gypsy's laptop in a violent rage. She continued...
Oh, my parents did that to me.
Oh, I'm sure they did, yeah.
Yeah, they've done that to me.
I'm sure.
Her violent mania by threatening to, quote, do the same to Gypsy Rose herself if she ever tried to defy Dee Dee again. And as is her pattern, it did not end there. After that episode of unhinged lunacy, Dee Dee leashed and handcuffed Gypsy Rose to her bed for at least 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Eventually, Dee Dee...
Now, you hear that. That's it. This woman is a monster.
That's fucking misery.
She's a fucking monster.
That's misery. The movie Misery.
Definitely.
What'd you do? Break her ankles too?
Is that what she did?
You hobnobbed her?
She had filed paperwork with the police claiming Gypsy Rose was mentally incompetent. This led Gypsy Rose to believe that if she ever tried to escape from Dee Dee's hellish abuse ever again, that nobody would believe her.
She hit me with a coat hanger, or her palm. I had to take so many slaps for depending what how severe it was that I did.
Now I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. Okay, fine. But with all this lying and delusion to this plethora of doctors across several states, how didn't a single person notice this or try to intervene?
All right,
you know what? Good
enjoy
question.
the strawberry cough. That's
this
good
one
stuff.
doctor, a pediatric neurologist who Dee Dee went to in Missouri, was not convinced.
Take my
that
med
Gypsy
in a
Rose
sec.
Okay, this dude is not convinced Gypsy had
had
anything.
muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
He even called the other doctors that Dee Dee
Red
had
flag.
listed in Gypsy Rose's medical chart. But when he called those other doctors, they confirmed his suspicion that nobody had ever actually diagnosed Gypsy.
Then call Adult Protective Services and get her the hell out of there.
Absolutely.
They could have fucking prevented all of this if they just did their fucking job.
They're mandated reporters and they didn't do it. They let all this slide. That's crazy. Oh, everybody's got their shit, man. Enjoy.
Gypsy Rose with muscular dystrophy. Now, that doctor in his investigation was able to find a bunch of other holes in Dee Dee's story and eventually concluded that, in his medical opinion, Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard herself might actually be the one suffering with a serious health.
Dee Dee's mother is not a good dude, thank you for actually doing your fucking job, dude.
He did.
Condition known as Munchausen's
Finally, somebody
by proxy.
did.
One of the things was a big discrepancy was that for a person that has not walked for 9 years, she should have technically almost no muscles in her lower extremity. But she did have muscles that looked quite normal.
Now, they changed the name of that, but that's what he was calling it at the time. And I'm not a doctor, and this is not a medical channel. But the TLDR layperson's definition is Munchausen syndrome is when somebody genuinely believes they have one or more very serious medical conditions which causes them to seek unnecessary medical treatment.
Yes, so that means her mother should have had the child taken away from her, and the mother should have gotten mental help.
Yes.
Why did Gypsy apparently was fine, but yet she killed her mom.
She should have went to a group home or some kind of foster situation.
Gypsy's perfectly fine. She knew the difference between right and wrong, but yet she still did what she did to her mother.
Well, her mother's a monster.
Yeah,
her mother is a monster.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Probably that's the case, yeah.
Treatments and interventions. And Munchausen's by proxy is kind of the same
She
thing.
ain't innocent.
Instead of the person imagining up delusional, non-existent things about themselves, they imagine.
But there's a reason why this happened.
And I can't put my finger on it, but this really sounds familiar. In any event, this doctor caught Dee Dee in some lies about Gypsy Rose's health care, but he chose not to report Dee Dee to social services. For one, he claimed that the other doctors had told him to treat Dee Dee and Gypsy with golden gloves, whatever that means.
Analyzing all the facts, and after talking to a previous pediatrician, there's a strong possibility of Munchausen by proxy, with maybe some underlying unknown etiology to explain her symptoms.
I see, Sabella.
This is medical malpractice. You guys should have known this.
And Protective Services failed.
Yes.
They completely failed. In this,
Yeah.
This is Louisiana? Because Katrina, right? It's Louisiana.
Yeah.
They completely, that county, wherever Gypsy was at, failed her completely.
Yes.
She should have been
I agree with that, Marquis.
Wow. Yeah, there's no good side here. Really.
We have a system, which is a big integrated system.
She was lying for her mom, even. How do you know she wasn't in on the scam and she wanted all the money to herself? I don't know. I know I don't trust someone who killed their own mother.
That too.
My mom was pretty bad, and I didn't do anything like that to her.
Yeah.
Decided to adopt her and bring her, support her. So many people looking at her, knowing the history, knowing what she was going through, knowing what she went through, I would have been rejected at the spot. So all what I could do is put that in my note.
And for 2, he
Yeah,
doubted
see,
that
B,
the
I
authorities
kind of
would even
agree with
believe
B.
him
She
or
was a
take him
child.
seriously at all,
Like-
given the drastic steps.
Yeah, but she getting money now. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, but when this happened, she was a child being abused.
Yeah.
Like, definite.
Maybe.
No, definite. The mother was...
But she was an adult when she killed her mother.
Was she an adult when she killed her mother?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, man. It's so crazy.
That Dee
When
Dee
she
had
just
taken
leave
to
the
make
house,
Gypsy
like-
Rose appear sick and disabled.
Her MRI and spinal MRIs essentially are normal. Where's the muscular dystrophy exactly?
Whoa. Somebody said Jeff Jarrett. Thank you for that. I love Jeff Jarrett back in the day. No, this is insane.
Nobody in the system
There's
ever said
just
anything
nothing
about it,
good here.
and I didn't see it right to keep going in convincing other people. Oh, something is not right.
In 2009, someone finally reported Dee Dee to the police through an anonymous call, but don't sigh in relief just yet. The tipster told the cops that they thought Dee Dee was lying about Gypsy's health conditions, and as evidence, the tipster stated that Dee Dee had repeatedly given different names and birth.
Cops, CPS, Adult Protection Services, they should have all gotten involved in this before anything happened.
Oh, she didn't do the killing. She got somebody to do it.
Show up to do a wellness check at the house, and Dee Dee admits to...
Is that the number of the house?
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's
But
some
she tells
judgment.
cops that she had a
That's
good
some
reason.
judgment.
She claimed that she was lying in various places to, quote, make it harder for her abusive ex to find her and Gypsy. Okay, now that...
We saw it.
That she won't get those results because that's what she does. She takes everything.
Thanks.
Dolly, you mind if I ask you?
I'm not even able to get into the doctor to get a proper diagnosis for my POTS, but somehow she was able to slip through every doctor by just word of mouth and fake shit. Wild. I know, right? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Zero. It makes 0 sense.
A few questions. Okay. You know what day it is today? Do you know where you're at? Tulsa? Okay. You know how long you've been here? Where were you before this?
But basically, Dee Dee, again, is able to lie and convince the cops that she was lying for a good reason, so she used a lie to cover up her lie or whatever. But that same year is when Gypsy Rose officially turned 18, in July 2009. But the forged birth certificate allowed Dee Dee to keep legal control over Gypsy for an extra 4 years. Dee Dee would go on to commit even more crimes to keep legal control over her daughter after that time, especially with respect to her medical...
This is the weirdest story ever in history.
I don't know, like all the checks and balances we've had to go through, and she just slips through the cracks.
Is Louisiana that bad? Maybe they are.
I don't know. But it makes you think.
Treatments. So at some point, Dee Dee forged another document, this time a power of attorney over Gypsy's healthcare decisions. And in my opinion, this step was really the final nail in Gypsy Rose's coffin of abuse, because it allowed Dee Dee to keep control over Gypsy Rose's healthcare decisions and...
How?
I mean, that's a pretty valid comment. I'd say Shalon Gatman's spots are what? PSYOP for AI databases.
This is really fucking weird.
Treatments and all of that.
Consolidation
well far beyond
of
whenever Gypsy Rose had actually reached
information.
adulthood. Is literally giving Jamie Spears and Linda Omar. I just can't deny it anymore.
Well, it's definitely given some Jamie Spears. I'm not sure who the Linda Omar is. We haven't gone into that yet.
No.
Up against this wall.
Please, this not can go public.
Gypsy
went
Rose
through
claims
multiple
she never
states.
signed
There's
that power
no
of
reason
attorney.
for this
It was
then.
a forgery.
No.
But she also knew that nobody would ever
This is
believe her
psyop.
if she said that. In an interview with Dr. Phil, Gypsy Rose told Dr. Phil that her mother...
Oh, he got Dr. Phil involved too. No, this is a psyop.
No, that's when Gypsy Rose was out.
Right.
After she killed her mom, they got Dr. Phil.
Right.
But see, they're all making her look like she's all this innocent little thing, too. But it's like she killed her mom. And she's completely normal. I don't feel sorry for her. She killed her mom.
Holy shit, though, Shannon. She was forcing her to be in a bed, a cripple.
I get that, okay? But she knew the difference. And she did it
wanted
anyway.
to fucking get out of a situation, man.
Yeah, do you think hurt it, like...
No, it's not justified. She did wrong. But there's a definite reason why.
Well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like... This whole story, that, like...
Yeah, there's no good side at the end of the day, really.
No, there isn't. Both parties did horrible shit to each other.
That's the deal, yeah. That's the deal.
Routinely. She would also tell Gypsy Rose that she, quote, had paperwork to prove that Gypsy Rose was mentally incompetent.
Whoa, thanks for the $2.
If she tried to basically snitch about Dee. Well, long story short, Gypsy Rose ends up teaming up with another new boyfriend that she met on the internet, and she told him all about her struggles, especially with her mom. Now, that boyfriend took some pretty drastic steps of his own to eliminate Dee Dee, and he's currently serving a prison sentence for that. Gypsy Rose also...
Yeah, you're right, Arabella. That's true. She chose wrong.
Incident, and it appears that she is remorseful for the decision, and she wishes that she could take it back. She was...
Yeah, well, you can't.
So she's free. Is that the case?
I don't know. I think she is, though.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with that. She had someone kill her mother. She should not be free.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, this is...
She should be free.
No.
No way. I don't...
No, this is just really... This is making, like, a murderer into, like, a saint, and I don't agree with it.
That's real fucked, yeah.
Sentenced to prison, and...
Gypsy has been on the Kardashians. Oh, she's already in with them.
Oh! Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I see.
She's already good at lying, obviously.
Okay, I see. I'm smelling it now.
I'm smelling it too.
Yeah. That's why PJ did this.
Recently, back in September,
it's part of a puzzle.
Judge granted parole, so she's out of prison early, and she won't have to serve her entire sentence. But even during the trial for that whole thing, after Dee Dee was long gone, Gypsy Rose was constantly confronted with the consequences of Dee Dee's illegal schemes and scams. During the discovery process, for example, Gypsy Rose couldn't even get the hospital to turn over her own medical records to her because of this forged power of attorney that Dee Dee had signed against Gypsy's consent.
Well, if it's an illegal power of attorney, what? What?
An illegal power of attorney?
Huh? It's a forged document saying she's the power of attorney, so it's illegal, but if it's illegal, that means it's not legal, which means she is her own power of attorney. What the fuck?
We are vultures. We could go into that story, but we are probably not going to agree at all on Charles Manson, most likely. Charles Manson did nothing at all.
And Dee Dee was working hard from beyond the grave because she had actually put someone else in control of Gypsy Rose's healthcare decisions in the event that something were to happen to her. So the hospital was like, no, we can't release Gypsy Rose's medical records to her. We can only release them to this family friend in the power of attorney that Gypsy Rose never even signed. Obviously, y'all, and if it's not obvious, I just want to be very clear. I cannot condone Gypsy Rose's actions or her boyfriend at the time's actions. You know, we didn't really spend a lot of time getting into what all happened, and I really think that's because it's really been covered a lot, and why would I say something that's already been said? But I cannot condone that type of actions. I cannot...
Sorry, I'm not going to condone and say that Dee Dee deserved death. Sorry, I'm not going to condone that. Nah.
not condone taking away somebody else's
I get
life
where
in
you're
that
coming
way
from,
or any type of violence or
yeah.
anything like that. But there
Nah.
is a large part of me that does kind of understand what.
Sorry, we're not going to condone the actions of people who want to be vigilantes. I mean,
Batman.
Yeah. I don't condone that.
Batman didn't really kill his villains either. He
I
put him in front of the law. Batman. So
what circumstances would lead a person to believe they didn't have any other options? Again, she shouldn't have done that, and even she admits it now. You know, she wishes she didn't do it. Gypsy Rose. It just kind of leads me back to the same thing that I've been covering for 3 years. It's like when you take away
love
someone's
to build a bridge. Yeah,
most
his stomach's
basic
a
and
little better.
fundamental right, which is the right to live a life that's authentic to them without hurting other people, but you know, their autonomy and the autonomy over their own healthcare decisions and stuff like that. And then, you know, there's no end in sight. There's no end date, because even though you are a grown adult legally, somebody else can decide for you. I can understand feeling frustrated. I could understand how the circumstances would lead a person to feel like they didn't have a lot of other options. And in fact, Gypsy Rose did not have a lot of other options. We see what happened when she tried to go and, you know, meet a friend or do whatever she was doing in that hotel room. I'm not sure what she was trying to do in there, but she was like
Suck a
at
dick.
least 19 years old. She could
Anyway.
be 21
Holy
years
shit.
old. And, you know, her mom hunted her down, broke in, busted into the room, had a
What? You're really horny at 18. I'm just saying.
Manson's victims weren't Manson that did it. It was
We're not getting into this Manson thing right now. We're sticking on Gypsy.
Give an opinion. That's
Yeah.
all. It
fake birth
doesn't take
certificate,
long.
and it's a whole entire life of this.
Whatever.
Then the lady's telling
It's a
her,
whole
if you
different
try to ever
story
leave
and
me,
situation.
I have paperwork that says you're incompetent, and nobody's going to believe you. It's a really sad situation, and it makes me angry because this child was tortured and abused with the medical industry across state lines by many doctors.
Yeah, and there was no checks and balances.
The mandated reporters didn't report.
No.
Who just didn't have the wherewithal to say, no, we're not going to continue running tests on this child. We're not going to radiate her anymore. We're not going to give her medications that are making her teeth fall out. It's bad enough that her own mother was abusing her. But then with taxpayer-funded insurance, with money that people give to organizations like Make-A-Wish Foundation out of the goodness of their heart, we had a child being abused. No one stepped in to save her or help her. The cops showed up and just believed the lie that
Of course they're going to believe the mother. They always believe the mother, the lying, scummy mother.
Yeah. You have experience with that bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You do. See, that's what I'm feeling too, Matt. Exactly. That's right, Matt. That's how I'm seeing shit. Like, she'd made a bad choice to go down the road of getting rid of her mother like that. Yes. But there's a definite reason.
I know. Still doesn't make it right.
I don't think she
Blanchard told, which was, oh yeah, we're lying, we're committing perjury to keep her dad from finding her. There's no evidence for that, and it really does remind me of a similar situation that I have seen recently, where, actually a few.
Why didn't they get a hold of the father to see what he had to say about the situation? Like,
yeah.
Where are these? Where are the cops doing their job? The medical facilities doing their job? The protective services doing their job? No one was doing their fucking job when it comes to this chick.
That's right. Definite.
Where authorities are lied to by loved ones and family members who are lying
been there.
about the person's identity, about their health conditions.
Uh-huh.
Some people have schizophrenia out of one side of their mouth, and then they don't have schizophrenia out the other side of their mouth at a different circumstance. Then that victim tries to get help. No one helps them.
No, and they all call you a liar.
Then that victim lashes out, understandably. Again, I cannot condone it, but I can understand it. And
There
then
you
that
go.
victim
Yeah, exactly.
That's my position.
I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Has to be the one that gets taken off in handcuffs. It's deplorable. It's reprehensible. It's unacceptable. I don't like it. I don't approve of it. Please don't send hate to anybody mentioned in this video. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has pled guilty, or at least she's admitted to some, fault in the situation, and she has served her time.
Like, where does she sort of fall on the responsibility?
Ashley Banfield.
We've talked about that actually a few times.
Yeah, and now she's, I don't know, the internet's now, like I heard, was turning against Gypsy Rose. I haven't looked into any of this stuff. I'm just seeing the titles of the videos.
Well, now she's looking like she's not incompetent, right?
She's looking more and more like a liar now to the people, too.
Yeah.
So, like...
And more or less, she said she's glad that she did go to prison, because she would have probably stayed in that same pattern that her mom raised her to be. And with all the help and the classes that she took, she now recognizes that what's wrong from right. She's...
What do you mean she now recognizes what's wrong from right? Her they said she was normal.
Yeah.
Her brain was normal. She knew the difference. Oh, but now she knows the difference. They're still coddling her.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, but this is very tough because she's now come of age. And I seen people that someone had said in the chat, look, she paid her debt to society. She went to jail for the time that they sent her, right?
Yeah, but to make her a celebrity?
Well, isn't that kind of how it goes sometimes?
Hey, Kanye had to his mom to become a celebrity. Just saying.
We're gonna look into that.
Just saying.
It's unbelievable.
Not only did she serve her time in the, 20 years, 25 years that she was up under the abuse, the clutches, the talons.
No therapy in jail, that's insane.
Not only was that time served, but she's also served time in a prison.
7 of her 10-year prison sentence for the 2015 murder of her mother.
I hope that Gypsy Rose is able to move forward from this. I think she's recently married. I am hoping that she is able to move on from this and to truly pursue her own dreams and live the life that she wants to live, because you know what? It's about damn time that she had that option. That's all.
Well, yeah, I guess so. She paid her debt to society, though 8 years is okay.
They gave her 8 years?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't kill her herself. She had somebody do it.
Yeah.
Double. 16 years.
I don't know. This whole thing is weird. And her going to the Kardashians now and stuff.
Yeah.
They already know she's vulnerable, these Hollywood weirdos. So they're going to take a vulnerable person and again exploit them and do horrible things to them like they do to everyone in Hollywood.
I agree with you, Poetic Justice. I believe that the hidden hand, the cabal, murdered Kanye West's mother. Kanye did not want her dead. I believe that, and her death destroyed him in a lot of ways. His mania went crazy bad when his mom died. Like, I think that's true.
The Kardashians went to her. Yeah, of course, they have to. Anything that makes them a little bit of change, they're going to go to.
Becca Scoops, we should do that, definitely, Chrissy, yeah.
Yeah.
We should look at that, too.
But we'll dig in more as time goes by.
Yeah, definitely.
Over this Gypsy Rose stuff. Now that we know the story.
We got the story. I know my opinion at this point. Do you want to give your opinion fully?
I understand where she's coming from.
Right.
But I don't condone the actions.
And that's it in a nutshell for you.
I believe that the medical community needs to be sued by Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
For malpractice.
Neglect.
Yeah. Definitely child Protective Services needs to be sued over this.
Yep.
And probably the police station, too, for not looking out for her best interest.
I totally agree. Is that your statement?
Yeah.
Okay. My statement would be, with the microphone right in my face, my statement would be that I would err on the side of mercy and grace for this girl, because the abuse that her fucking disgusting mother put her through was very traumatic to her, obviously. Mm-hmm. I would err on that side to give her mercy and grace and say God could forgive you if you're fully repentant of having your mother killed.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I'd say. But with that said, was 8 years long enough for what she did? Probably not. But that was up to the judge. The judge was giving mercy and grace by giving 8 years. So I think I'm with BJ. Like, I wish her the best. I hope she heals fully.
Yeah, I hope she does heal.
That's what I'd say.
But I still think she probably should be watched.
Oh, yeah, and she will be. She's gonna be watched. There's no doubt about that.
Someone says it's a fake story. That's what 33 means. That may be.
Oh, the Masonic bullshit, 33rd degree horse shit. Maybe.
That may be.
Hey, you might have something. I have a microphone head. It's amazing. My head now is a Neumann microphone, folks.
But this story, to me, it stinks so bad.
She's on parole. Okay.
Yeah, it stinks. I don't like how it smells. It doesn't come off right.
And there's a scam involved.
Yeah.
The mother was scamming the shit out of the system.
Yeah.
And then, look, there's so many doctors, right, and medical professionals that were involved with this, and they completely failed that girl. Mm-hmm. They totally failed Gypsy Rose to protect her from an abusive sack of shit weirdo mother.
Now, what Gypsy Rose is doing online, I have no idea what she's doing. I know she's been in plenty of shit. Like, she's lying about being pregnant or something like that. I don't know. Maybe she's a liar just like her mom. I don't know.
Jesus Christ was about mercy and grace, and this was an innocent girl. And she was extremely messed with by her mother.
So now she's getting divorced. She's with her old boyfriend and she's pregnant. Okay.
I hope she has a life that's not horrible.
God bless that child. Hopefully...
Wow, yeah, that's...
Hopefully the child doesn't suffer the same fate.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's our show.
That's it.
For today.
The show. Ed Sullivan. We love
this
it.
was a hard one to take.
I mean, this is a really messed up story.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to look a little bit more.
Yeah, we got to remember
Rose.
We got to remember the name that Chrissy gave. You got to scroll up a little bit, and something scoops.
What if she has her mother's manipulative ways? See, that's what I think, Marquis. It wouldn't shock me.
She was so fucked with as a child.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, mercy and grace in this. 100%. The judge agreed with me and people that are saying.
Yeah.
Because the judge only gave her 8 years for a crime that probably should be 20 years.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
If you murder someone direct, you're getting 25 to life.
Yes.
Right? 25 to life.
Yeah, something like that.
He cut that in half. He put it less than half. He was giving very much mercy. Like my judge did with me.
That's
he gave
true.
Very big time mercy.
That's true.
So I just hope she can sort out her life and have a good life and have a child and have a life that's normal and happy.
Well, we'll find out, I guess, in the future.
We're going to keep it up, yeah.
She's probably not going to go anywhere, folks. All right. Peace and Maranatha. See you guys.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. What's that? It's a boy.